From humble beginnings to navigating the world of high stakes consulting, my guest shares how unlocking access to education opened doors he never thought possible. This conversation will leave you inspired to believe in the potential of opportunity. Welcome to Keys to the Future. I'm your host, Gabby Coe. I've enjoyed a successful engineering career, and I'm passionate about empowering the next generation of STEM leaders. Together, we'll dive into the journeys of trailblazers who are changing the world and uncover the insights that will help you unlock the future you're meant to create. Let's get started. Today's guest is someone whose journey reminds us that access to opportunity, especially through education, can change everything. He is a consultant at Alex Partners, where he specializes in disputes and valuations, helping clients navigate complex financial challenges. But beyond his impressive professional role, he is also a passionate advocate for equity, a first-generation college graduate, and someone who knows firsthand the transformative power of higher education. He's committed to paying it forward, whether through mentorship, community involvement, or charitable causes. He holds bachelor's and master's degree in finance from the George Washington University. I'm excited to welcome Eric Pleitez. Eric, thank you so much for sharing your journey with the Keys to the Future community.
Thank you so much, Gabby, for having me on this podcast. I'm very excited to share my insights and my experiences with your podcast community. Thank you so much.
So I'm very excited to also learn more about your story. Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am the son of two immigrant parents from El Salvador. I was born and raised in Virginia, where I currently reside. I attended the George Washington University from my undergraduate, where I studied Bachelor of Science in Finance. Following my undergraduate studies, I chose to pursue 4+1 master's program in finance at the George Washington University as well. I completed that in an accelerated track, and I currently work as a consultant at a global consulting firm, Alex Partners.
That's amazing. You and I share some cultural background similarities. I'm also from El Salvador, so I think that's really amazing. Going through the journey of college, you mentioned 4+1, and that's a master's degree program, right? That you did your master's in 5 years.
Correct. Yes. Traditionally, it's 2 years, but they gave us opportunity to complete it in 1 year. So I decided to do my bachelor's in finance in 5 years in total, just because I wanted to, go out there and start working following my studies.
Absolutely. So I'm curious, as a young boy, did you dream about going to college?
Yeah. So I was always good at school. I always remember getting good grades. When I was little, I enjoyed learning and doing well in everything I tried. I loved, trying new things and challenging myself. However, growing up, college wasn't necessarily talked about due to the lack of information my parents had on the American college system. But I always knew I wanted to pursue something rigorous in life. And attending a 4-year university, posed a challenge for me due to the financial aspect. So yes, I always had the idea of attending college one day down the road when I was younger.
That's great. Good grades really led you to more opportunities to learn and then things that explore other things, topics.
Yeah, so I remember getting moved up a grade in math when I was in 5th grade. I took an exam where they placed me in a higher level math program. So I was able to skip a grade in math, and I was also placed in gifted and talented in elementary school. So I was able to, interact with different individuals that were on the same track as I was. When I got to high school, I was taking AP level classes. I was also, putting myself out there to speak to different teachers about different things that they studied when they went to college. And I just liked exploring things and learning as much as I could. I think that really opened up the possibility for me to attend college. I started learning more. I did a lot of self-research as well, and I got super interested in the college, attending a 4-year university in the future.
Absolutely. And you also mentioned that college really wasn't talked about within your household, primarily because of the finances, right? The finances is involved. But you were able to learn and explore about going to college and the possibilities there through talking to your teachers, talking to others, and seeing what other possibilities were there. Is that accurate?
Right. Yes. So my parents, they did an amazing job at raising me. They've sacrificed so much for me, but unfortunately, college wasn't necessarily talked about too much due to just the finance aspect of it. It was just very expensive at the time. Price tags were like over $100,000. Speaking with that with my parents, it was like, we can't really afford that. However, I didn't give up on myself. I always knew that there was different opportunities. So I looked into, programs like I know I joined Edu Futuro. There's a program based out in like the DMV area where they help first generation students, pursue higher education. I also got involved with HSF, the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, where I went to their Youth Leadership Institute. They gathered individuals across the country, and I went to Princeton for 4 days where I spoke with current college students. I was paired with a mentor. I was able to hear industry professionals come in and talk about their journey as a first generation as well. And all these things really inspired me to continue pursuing education. I did a lot of self-research just because I didn't want to accept the fact that I couldn't attend solely based off of the financial aspect of it. So I found ways to apply. I ended up getting a full ride to the George Washington University. And I just believe it's all because of the community that helped me, the mentors that were able to guide me. And my parents believed in me as well. So that also helped. And I had amazing just community supporting me throughout the whole time.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the ethics from your parents. They raised you well and they taught you the value of hard work. And through there, you explore other things. You didn't just want to be not able to go to college because you didn't have the money, right? And who has the money to go to college nowadays? It's very expensive, right? And let alone, after if you go to college and you borrow money to go to college, then you have a big debt. So congratulations to you for doing the hard work and
Thank
earning
you.
those scholarships. That's amazing. And so I believe that exposure to new experiences, like you have been saying, can open doors to unexpected opportunities. Can you share how pursuing higher education impacted your life, not just in your career, but also at the personal level as well?
Yeah, so college transformed my life completely. I believe it's opened so many doors for me as a first generation college student. It's allowed me to meet different types of individuals from different backgrounds that I never saw myself meeting in person. Professionally, it's allowed me to be in rooms with senior leadership face to face. So individuals that come from different backgrounds, different wakes of life, just different personalities. And I get to see their insights on how they've gotten to where they are in life. And it's very different than my journey. So it's, fascinating to learn. You hear about people traveling. When I was growing up, I didn't travel as much. So, you learn new things and you get placed in the rooms where you start learning things about different career paths maybe, or different jobs that you could pursue that I didn't really hear about when I was, growing up. So it's just the rooms you're placed in. It fascinates me. I've been in rooms with like executives where I never saw myself being in a room with a Fortune 500 executive, and it's insane. And I've been to conferences as well where they come visit and they give speeches to students that are looking to, make it to the next level. Personally, it's given me a huge confidence boost. It's definitely made me realize that no matter what I want to pursue in life, if I fully dedicate myself, if I sacrifice, if I'm willing to bet on myself and not give up, I'm able to get somewhere that I want to get to just because I fully believe in myself and I'm passionate about it and I don't give up. And I believe that's something so precious that a lot of people can accomplish themselves, never giving up on yourself and just choosing to believe in yourself, even if the circumstances seem impossible. Just continue going forward.
I love that. You said, by putting yourself out there, you were able to experience community with others, community and learning about travel and things that you probably thought were not within your reach previously, but just learning what's out there and having that exposure to what could be, right? It's just an amazing experience because then I think it helps anyone go do that research, right? It led you to go doing more research about, hey, what about this topic that so and so talked about at the conference? Right? And things like that. Or let me go explore virtually at first, right? A place that somebody talked about traveling to, right? And then you aspire to more.
Right.
And then you just go and talk to people that would lead you to the resources in terms of learning as to what else is out there, what else is out beyond your immediate area, beyond your immediate circle. So I love that you said it builds your confidence. And you also said you never give up, even if your circumstances currently doesn't mean that you have to stay there.
Right.
I love that. I love that input. As a first generation college student, who or maybe what helped you stay on track through your academic journey? Were there any specific mentors or programs or maybe even cultural values? You mentioned your parents taught you the value of hard work. that kept you going?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of factors that really kept me going. I would say the main one was definitely my parents, just where they come from, everything they've sacrificed, and everything they've shown me growing up. They've just instilled so many great values into my life that I use day to day. They taught me, always be humble, regardless of where you get to in life. Always be willing to help others if they've been in a similar position as you. Never believe that you're better than others just because you've been able to get somewhere. We all start somewhere, and I believe just having that humility in my life has really kept me grounded where I want to get to in life as well. I also believe my friends, they've been a huge support system as well. In school, outside, when I played soccer growing up, and having a community of teammates as well that I could go talk to, if something was stressing me out, I could just, go talk to my friends, being able to hang out with them and we have similar experiences that we're going through in life. That was also super helpful. I also had mentors growing up. I know I mentioned Edu Futuro. I actually had mentors through them. I had a mentor through HSF. Having individuals that walked the same footsteps I did, and to be able to be successful and they share their insights with me really helped keep me focused on where I was going and helped me reach my goals much faster than just going alone. I think having a community helps you get further than just walking alone by yourself. So that's definitely been the main reason why I've been able to accomplish so much. It's the people around me. I owe it to, everyone around me, my professors, parents, friends, mentors, every single individual that's been there for me has helped me get to where I am today. So I owe it to, everyone around me.
Absolutely. I mean, you're speaking music to my ears because I also believe in the power of community.
Right.
You don't have to sit in your room, you're at your house or in your dorm room or wherever you are by yourself. Seek the help from others, and not that they're going to do things for you, but they're going to perhaps guide you in a direction that you hadn't thought about. Give
Yeah.
you that lift me up that you may need for that day. You like maybe feeling like, okay, I can't really do this. I'm gonna stop. But going through your soccer team, you got a whole different perspective probably if you were having a tough day. And then you came back re-energized to think, yeah, I can do this. Let me go forward.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely. And you also said community helps you walk farther. And I couldn't agree with you more. Just like we've been saying, that community pushes you to be the best version of yourself, I believe, because then people hold you accountable and you feel like, well, I said I would do this and somebody is waiting for me to get it done. So
Right.
I think that accountability also helps when you build that community so that you hold yourself accountable to yourself, but you're also held accountable to others. So I love it. I really love it. And you also mentioned mentors. I think everybody needs mentors throughout their lives, whether you're early career or you're young, early career, mid career, even late career like myself. I still have mentors that people who have been there, done that. Not that I'm going to walk the same path as they are, but I'm going to be learning from their lessons learned that may help my journey a little easier.
Yeah, definitely. Well said.
So, what about why do you believe access to higher education is so important, especially for underrepresented communities?
I think education's very important, even if it's not maybe attending a 4-year university, even if it's maybe community college or doing trade school. I think being able to learn new things, place yourselves in positions where you're growing continuously is very important. I see a lot of individuals that have so much potential, but maybe they just fear that they're not able to attend, or maybe they just see too many barriers in life. But I think there's ways around that. There's education could be even going to a library and learning a new topic. You can go on YouTube nowadays. But I believe education is very important. And I believe that it helps any individual grow. It's something that no one can really take away from you. It's always going to be with you throughout your whole life. And you can even build upon the things that you learn. Something for me, I started becoming passionate in finance, and I knew that was something that no one could take away from me. It's just something that I could keep building upon. That's why I chose to do my bachelor's in finance, my master's in finance. I'm currently studying for the CFA, which is the Chartered Financial Analyst. So I'm continuing to study finance. I want to continue learning and building upon what I've learned because I believe that it can take us further. And the more you know, the more specialized you become. You can meet more people that are in more specialized roles, and it continues opening doors for you. So starting from nothing and continuing to study, I think opens a lot of possibilities for individuals. And I believe as a first generation, especially the community where I come from, we can benefit a lot by just choosing to, study. It could be anything, but it's very important in life. And I think it's something that can help any individual go further in life and maybe, open doors that they never believed could be open.
Absolutely. I think I also agree with you. Education really opens those opportunities, doors that you never thought were there. And then by just walking into one of those doors, you can find many other doors and many other people that can guide you through. But learning is so important because if you have the mindset of continuous learning, whether it's a topic that is for work or whether it's a topic just to enrich yourself, I think you're expanding your horizons regardless.
Exactly.
And like you said, you can go on YouTube and learn about a topic. You don't have to pay for a class or
Yeah.
whatever, but or go to the library. Anything that helps you grow. I really like that. To continue opening doors for what may be ahead. You don't know what the future holds, but you can certainly be curious about it.
Right. Exactly.
So I am also curious, in what ways do you try to give back or help others gain access to some of those opportunities that help you change your life?
Yeah, so I love giving back. I know I mentioned earlier, it's something that I believe makes me who I am. I always seek ways to give back. I've been a mentor before. I mentored through HSF, and I was able to mentor current college students, and they were actually able to get into top universities. They went through the same program I did, the Youth Leadership Institute, and I served as their mentor during the time. And I believe in life, one of the greatest things you can do is give back. Once you get somewhere, if you come from nothing specifically, like, and you make it somewhere and you're able to give back and help others, grow in life, I think it's amazing to do that. Any opportunity I get, whether it's friends, siblings, or maybe I run into college students or people DM me on LinkedIn and they reach out saying, hey, can we talk? Like, I try to, give my time whenever I can. I try to give my advice or share my insights to any individual. I just love being able to lend a helping hand. I also do want to create a nonprofit in the future where I can essentially give back part of my resources or maybe create something that is similar to I wish I had in high school, where maybe a platform where there's mentors that we can help individuals in high school, attain their goals by going to four-year university. But being able to just give back in life, I believe, is something that's super important, and it's something that keeps me going because everything I do is for my family, it's for my community, and any way that I can give back, like, that's my goal in life. I want to be able to get somewhere so I can help others. It's not just for me, it's for the people that helped me get to where I am. And it's the community that needs my help. If I can help them in any way, that's my goal in life. And I think that's something super important to continue to give back. And I think any individual would feel, good if they just give back. Because I think in life, it's not just about making it, it's about helping others and helping others rise with you. I think that's one of the best things that an individual could do.
I love that. Helping others rise with you. That's an impactful and very powerful statement because, as we rise and make room for others to fill that space as well, and not just to make you feel good, but to help others achieve what is possible based on their capabilities as well. Because sometimes people have the talent, but maybe not the resources. But if you have a mentor or somebody like yourself that is willing to give you a hand and show you what else can be out there, what else you can do with your talent, then that's making space for others to rise themselves. I
Exactly.
love that. I love that. That's a very powerful statement.
Thank you.
So, what would you tell a young person today who's unsure whether college or any form of higher education is worth it? What would you say to them?
I love that question because I put myself in that position maybe a couple of years ago, and I try to think of what I would have wanted someone to tell me in that position. And reflecting on that now, I would tell my younger self that try as many things as you can. Don't be scared to fail. I believe where I come from, I was very scared to maybe take the wrong turn or maybe go to the wrong school, do the wrong move in life. But something that I've come to realize is that every decision you make leads you somewhere. Whether you mess up or whether you make the right decision, you can always recover from any decision in life. And if you keep moving forward, you will eventually get to your destination. So, young individuals, I would definitely tell them to try to learn as much as you can. Put yourself in as many situations where you learn things. Go to conferences, go to events in your area. Try to interact with different individuals that you normally wouldn't do. Step out of your comfort zone. In life, you can't just always be doing this things you're familiar with. And I think a lot of individuals just live their life doing familiar things and they don't try new things. They don't try to go out of their way to meet people. You're never going to grow if we're just in our same bubble, maybe just interacting with our friends or family. We have to step out. We need to meet people. We have to put ourselves out there. When it comes to education, I don't think there's one right answer. I don't think you have to go to four-year university to be successful, or you have to go, maybe trade school. There's a bunch of opportunities. There's different things individuals could do. I know I mentioned trade school. You could do community college. You can go to four-year university, or you can even start your own business. There's different things you can start, maybe a nonprofit if you want to do something that helps the community. But there's different things that can give individuals different purposes in life. And I believe individuals should just be willing to take on risks, not be scared to fail, and definitely be looking to just continue growing in whatever way that looks for them. Consistently growing, I think, would be the best advice I can give them. Don't be afraid to fail and don't be afraid to mess up in life, because whatever you do, just keep going on in life and everything eventually will straighten out and things get better and things will work out.
Eric, I know that your journey ahead is very, very bright. You mentioned try, because why not? You're going to either do two things: find that you like it or find that you don't like it, and then you can move on to the other thing.
Right.
And then you said take risks, because living in the comfort zone, it's comfortable, but you can't get to know what else you can learn, what else you can do. And then the other thing is too that you said, don't be afraid to take that risk, to step out of that comfort zone, because that's the only way you find out whether you want to do it or not.
Right.
I love that. I love that. So Eric, thank you so much for sharing your story of resilience with the Keys to the Future community. I am sure it will inspire many.
Thank you so much for having me here. And, thank you so much for letting me share my experiences with your community. It's been a pleasure. And I just want to give you another, thank you so much.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Stay ahead in your STEM journey. Follow Keys to the Future on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, and Facebook for the latest insights, tips, and inspiration to help you thrive in your career.